Hi everybody, this is an update on my 75-gallon planted aquarium. As you know, this tank has been having its difficulties with algae from basically the get-go. It was set up in June of this year, and so now it's just about 6 months old and we are still battling algae full force. So let's talk about what's causing the algae and maybe what I can do about it. First of all, we'll notice that there are a lot of rainbow fish in this tank, and they're pretty good size, and they are going to get bigger. So the bioload in this aquarium is high, and if I had wanted to have a Takashi Amano style aquascape, a giant bioload is not the way to go about doing it. So if I had a dozen Serpae tetras and a dozen cardinal tetras in here, that would be a much, much better choice for a planted aquarium than this giant pack of rainbow fish. But this aquarium is more about the fish than it is about the plants, and so that's not going to change. As a matter of fact, there are probably a couple more fish that are going to end up in here. Certainly some more Bosemani and Tinjo rainbows. I have a boatload of fry from this guy right here in my classroom growing out. I also have Congo tetra fry growing up in my classroom, so I don't know, one or two of those will end up back in here as well. So the bioload's going to get a little bit bigger. That's not going to help my algae. The other problem in this room is, as I've shown you before, this is a sun porch. You'll have to forgive the half-lit Christmas tree. I'm in the process of working on that right now. So we get a lot of light in here, and the photo period is way too long. So ideally, I would have, I don't know, maybe a 6-hour photo period for this tank. And it's getting at least 8 or 9 hours right now, and it's just going to get longer and longer as the days get longer. So photo period is a problem. Another problem is filtration. This tank is filtered by a big coarse sponge filter with a pump on top of it, and behind that there's a fine sponge filter also with a pump on top of it. Why am I using sponge filters in a planted aquarium? Well, if I put the phone right next to the tank, you can't hear anything. And that's because sponge filters with pumps on top of them don't make any noise. That's the way my wife wants it, and so that's the way this tank is going to stay. If I were to choose the best filtration for a planted tank of this size, I would definitely go with a big old canister filter packed with biomedia. But that's not what I have. So the problem that the sponge filters cause is that while they are good at oxidizing, they're housing lots of nitrifying bacteria, and those bacteria are good at oxidizing ammonia into nitrite and nitrite into nitrate. The problem is it doesn't happen super rapidly. And so not that there's ever any detectable ammonia or nitrite in this aquarium, but as it's being produced, it's being used by the algae. And so I believe that the algae have plenty of nutrition during the process of nitrification. And I also believe that ammonia and nitrite are better foods for the algae than they are for the plants. As far as nitrate goes, I actually add potassium nitrate to this aquarium 3 days a week. And if I don't, then the nitrate values will go down to nothing in no time. And so the plants are using the nitrate, and it's important for me to be fertilizing with nitrate and phosphate and potassium. And that's all good for the plants, but the algae are getting plenty of nutrition too. So we've got too many fish, too long a photo period, and inadequate filtration working against me. What can I do? Well, what I've been trying to do is grow more stem plants. So you can see my Pogostemon octopus and my wisteria in the back there. I've also got some water sprite growing down here. And if we look over the top of the aquarium, we can see I've got a water sprite growing up here, as well as some salvinia. I also added some azolla the other day, but I don't see any of it left. So I have the feeling that my Congo tetras like azolla, and so that's a problem. I have been trying to grow more rapidly growing plants to uptake nutrients quickly and compete with the algae. Next thing I've been doing next thing I plan on doing is adding some pothos to the back of the aquarium. The aquarium has this dark blue background, and so I think that by adding some pothos hanging over the back of the aquarium, you maybe won't be able to see it very much, but it will be able to suck out lots of nutrients. I know that pothos is really good at removing nitrate, which is not really what I want to get rid of, but I think it might also help to remove the ammonia and the nitrite as they go through the nitrification process. And maybe that'll help outcompete the algae as well. So that's what I'm doing right now. As far as the fish go, things are going really great. I think you might have noticed that my large Madagascar rainbow fish is looking a little humpy-backed these days. He's eating really well, so I don't think we're dealing with a bacterial infection, but he is maybe, it's hard to find him now, he's in the back there. He's maybe showing his age a little bit. I don't know how old he is. I got him when he was full grown, and I've had him for a year now. So maybe we're just starting to see some age there. The other fish look great. The big problem I'm having right now is trying to locate some female Melanotania pygmaea. For some reason, there just aren't any females available out there. And I bought these 3 as a trio, and yeah, they're a trio, but they're a trio of males, and so that's not all that helpful. So I'd really like to get some of those. You can see this red cap moon tetra. I really like him. He's not the most colorful guy in the world. I had 6 or 7, and he's the only one that survived the initial break-in of the tank. Had a lot of problems with the tank when I first set it up, and I believe that most of them were caused by a heater which was leaking voltage into the aquarium. So I don't know, maybe I'll get some more red cap moons. He's not the most beautiful fish in the world, so as far as my family's concerned, I probably don't need any more of those, but I think they're really cool, kind of like little piranhas. But otherwise, that's the update for now. I haven't cleaned anything since maybe Wednesday when I plucked a little hair algae out, and I haven't cleaned the front glass. So you're looking at the tank as it looks on Saturday. Tomorrow's water change and cleanup day, so it'll look much better. But I wanted you to see what's going on with the algae and how my efforts are progressing. If you like black beard algae, these anubias are absolutely covered in it, so that's definitely been a problem for me. Just wanted to show you, I'm trying to do a little carpet with this Pogostemon erectus. It's a really, really cool plant. I love the way it looks. It does collect some hair algae in between the plants, which is not too difficult to remove, but it definitely is a problem. But anyway, it seems to be doing better than my S. repens and my attempt at carpeting with Cryptocarine parva. So that's what's going on for right now. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Bye.